So something I forgot to mention earlier is as soon as you walk into this workshop, you must wear both safety glasses and an apron. Now, the apron is very important in protecting your clothes. It also means that if you're wearing a tie, your tie will be kept inside the apron because it'll be tucked in behind the nice little collar neck section here. It just ensures that we remain safe. Another thing is you must wear glasses. This is a non-negotiable. If you're in this workshop, you're wearing glasses. And that doesn't matter if you are doing theory or not. Once you're in a workshop, you are wearing both an apron and safety glasses. Finally, if you've got long hair, bangles, watches, or rings, it's very important to take all of those off, except the long hair in which you tie it up. It's super important to have that tied up because ultimately things can go wrong. And for example, in this machine, if your hair was to get caught in that, it would pull your head down as your face moved towards the sanding pad, the abrasive pad there. Now, presuming you've got all of that sorted, what you need to go through and do is look at the machine. You're going to check the machine is still in working order. And this one obviously is. Some things to be aware of with a disc sander is that if your knuckles hit it, touch it, hit this, and your hand hits it, it's gonna hurt really bad. It's gonna rip that skin off and sand it off very quickly because it's abrasive. The next thing is your board always needs to be sitting flat. If it's not sitting flat and it's up on an angle, you can wanna flip it or fling it. Another thing is you never wanna be doing anything too small. Because of the power of this, it means that you could potentially go through and have it flick out of your hands and your hand flick into it, and not potentially, it's likely to happen. So you should only ever be doing largish pieces that you can get a good hold on, a good grip on. Now, accompanying our disc sander today is that we have this guide here. Now it's going to allow us to get certain angles. So to check this, you undo it because we want to make sure that it's going to be square. So it's loose, so this can turn. You then get your square. You hold it up against the abrasive pad there. You slide the piece on, and as you can see, as you move that in, it's going to set it up to be square, and then you're going to tighten this up. Once again, double checking that that is all still sitting square, which it is. From here, we go through and we're going to just sand one edge square. It doesn't particularly matter which edge you do. For me, I'm going to do this other edge here because it looks like it's already been machine cut, so it technically should be square, but it's just not. So we'll come through here. I'm going to turn the machine on with the green button and off with the red safety button. There's also an emergency switch just down below. Turn that on. I keep my hand back, my thumb at the rear, and this piece is, my hand over here is holding this. From here, I'm just going to slide this in, and we're just wanting to get it square, so taking it down to that line and getting it nice and square. 2 seconds on, 2 seconds off is the correct process. And we're not forcing it together, just nice and steady. Now what I want to show you right now is the horrendous shape of this pad. So we've got a couple options with this pad, but as you can see, it started to burn. Now, potentially it's because I was doing it too quickly. Potentially it's because New Zealand beach likes to burn easily. Potentially it's because the pad is dirty and is worn, or it's because the pad needs to be replaced. Now, if it is doing this to your job, you do need to think, am I like forcing it up against there, getting excess heat? If you are, well then leave a bigger gap, add less pressure when you're sanding. If you're not, We can always use a rubber stick here, and clean off the board. Now please don't waste the rubber stick, because ultimately it costs money, and the more money we spend on things like this, the less money we have to go through and spend on other important items. After you've given it a good clean, you come back, you set it up, and you can do that fine just to remove those burn marks, because we don't want them on there. As you can see, I'm touching it lightly now, just trying to remove those marks. Removing, and they will remove slowly. I'm going to finish the video here, and we'll catch you in the next video, and I'll show you what this looks like after it's had all the marks removed.